What's up guys, Noor here and welcome to Book of Showtime chapter 26. As always, if you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to leave a like and share with your friends, and if you have a topic you'd like me to cover for Book of Showtime, be sure to leave it in the comment section down below or anywhere you can reach me on social media or the Book of Showtime Discord. So guys, back in chapter 23 we tiered every main Call of Duty and I teased that we would be doing that for zombies, and here we are getting to it today. Now you see here we have every single zombies map. Period. This is not limited to any game. This is literally every single Call of Duty Zombies map up through Vanguard. And while it would take a long time for me to kind of give my opinion and talk about all of these, I'm just going to, in today's chapter, I'm just going to tier all the Treyarch zombie maps. And then later I will do all of the non-Treyarch maps, because I feel like there's a different bar for these Treyarch maps, or for the non-Treyarch maps, excuse me. So I'm just going to do all the way up from Nacht der Untoten in World at War to Forsaken. So I have all the tiers S through F and then NA, because some of these I didn't play I really didn't play them enough to form an opinion. But here's what we're going to do to make this go quick, because I don't want this to be too long of a video. So we're just going to go right now and get all the F and NA maps out of the way. So Shangri-La, F. I didn't like this map. There's nothing special about it. That, you know, that's that. Die Rise, F. That might be a hot take, but I'm sorry, I just didn't think it was good. I think it's one of those maps you play a few times and then you do the Easter egg and then you never come back to it. I'm sorry. Tag der Toten, F. Because seriously, in all honesty, that was a terrible way for them to end that Ether storyline. I'm sorry. That was they could have done better, but they just didn't. Dabs Arcade 3 I didn't play, and 2 I think I played once, but I don't really remember it well enough to really form an opinion. Zetsubo, terrible map, trash. I didn't like. I mean, I get what they try. I liked a lot. I wanted to like that map because it's a Japanese map, and I really liked Shino Numa a lot. That's one of my favorite maps. We'll get to that in a second. But I just didn't feel like that was a I didn't feel like it was a good map compared to the others. Malware can definitely go in F. That can go in F. Well, these are all terrible maps, I think, in Cold War. But the thing is, they're like not. Some of them are serviceable. D Machine is serviceable. I'm gonna put you in C. I know I'm kind of going out of order, but let's just get Black Ops Cold War is a terrible Call of Duty, so let's just get that out the way. Outbreak, I don't know where to rank it, because at the end of the day, it's more of a mode than a map. I mean, all the maps are just multiplayer maps, and all the zombies maps are just campaign maps. But that's my main problem with these. That these are not zombies maps, they're just repurposed campaign maps. This was fine back in World at War when the game was a bonus mode, and I think it was only like 4 devs working on it after hours. But now when Call of Duty is what it is, not okay, not acceptable. Outbreak I will put in B though, because that's the one saving grace. Forsaken, I kind of liked Forsaken, but I'm gonna put it in the D. Firebase, I'll put that in the D as well. I think these were serviceable maps, but then everything else can go there. As far as everything else, I think we are fine. I don't think any more of these maps are in F here. Nacht der Untoten was the very first map. This is an interesting map because I have there's a lot of sentimental value here, and I think it's also, when you look at World at War, when I look back at World at War, it's the way the game was so new and so word of mouth. Like, there wasn't YouTubers, there weren't Wikipedias, there wasn't forums, there was nothing. We all had to learn how to play zombies with each other, and I was playing with random people. We were learning zombies. They were saying these are tricks you can use if you do this. And if you played zombies back in the day, do you guys remember when you played, and I've talked about this when I was ranking all the zombies modes, but when you played Nacht der Untoten, there is, like, if you look at the triangle at the top of the box, when you open it, you'll get a better gun. Or if you walk around the pillar in the middle of the room and jump twice on the way back, or if you go prone, or if you knife, there was all these little things that people were saying would work and give you a better weapon, you know. And that's just, you know, that's an experience that, you know, I wish I could model that and resell it. But I'm gonna put that in the B. Just you know, just for the respect. Berucht, interesting map. First map to do power. Hi Sirens. First map to do Perca-Cola and power and traps. Have the characters talk. Very interesting map. Split down the middle. One side was American weapons on the wall. Other side was German, and then you reunited once you turned the power on, and then opened up the map, which I thought was really cool. It's a weird map because it's not as good as Shino Numa or Doris, but it's still a solid map. No one really played it as much though. I remember everybody kind of seemed to jump right to Shino Numa or Derice when they went to load up zombies. But it's a solid map. I'm gonna put it in the C. Shino Numa is one of my all-time favorite maps. I think I can't remember my peak at Shino Numa. I think it was in the 50s. Or it might have been 56. I don't know for sure. But I really like the sirens are just gonna they're just gonna be here. Okay. Nothing I can do about that in this type of video. But Shino Numa, I really like this map. I like the aesthetics. The one detraction is the random perks. But I feel like this is a map where, you know, I had the first map to have the Wonder Waffle, and I really loved it. I'm gonna put it in the B tier. Derice, I don't have to say anything about that. It's an S tier map. We all know it. We all know its greatness by now. Kino. Kino's a classic map to me. Like, I feel like I could load up Kino, just bang out like 30-40 rounds unconsciously, you know. It's a fun map, especially I like to go back and play it in Zombies Chronicles, and then also when I load up Black Ops 3 on PC and they have a Steam Workshop, which I wouldn't recommend loading up any Call of Duties right now. But when they do, if they do fix them, load up, you know, and get the Modern Warfare mod, and that's a fun map to just play with the Modern Warfare weapons. I mean, they're all fun maps to play because they add backup punch to all the maps that don't have it. But Kino, I love it. It was a solid map. It was originally supposed to be DLC for World at War, but they didn't release the DLC too close to Modern Warfare 2 at the time. So we got Kino, and look, I like it. It's a really solid map. So we're gonna put it in the B. I think it's a B tier map. It's pretty good, pretty fun. A lot of good memories on Kino. I remember one time playing with my friends in 7th grade, or 8th, I was in 8th grade, they were 7th grade, because they split the classes together, or they mixed 7th, 8th grade classes together. It was stupid, I know. But I remember one time the box moved. You know, the box rotates after you get Teddy Bear. It left the map and didn't come back. We actually had to just wait until we got a fire sale, until so the box can come back. It was funny. 5 is my white whale. Okay, I try, like, I don't like all these other maps I can like go high rounds on. This is a map that I just in my prime, you know, I could not get. By the way, my highest level all time solo, 232 on Derice, 2011 August, Ramadan. I had my black mohawk. I was young. You know, this is a long time before the evils of the world started to get to me, but I was in my zombies prime. The 232 solo on Derice, holler at your boy. Anyway, 5 was a map that no matter how good I was in my prime, I just was not. I was like getting to 35 or 40, and then that was it. And do you guys remember the Thief? That was a creepy enemy, and I'm glad they didn't bring it back. There's a lot of things I'm glad they didn't bring back in future Zombies maps, and the Thief is one of them because it's a very unique enemy. I'm gonna try to take your gun. Had a creepy design, didn't make much noise, had a lot of mystery to him. Very interesting enemy though. Other than that though, the map just didn't seem right for multiple people. I don't know, it didn't seem like you can get comfortable on that map with multiple people, but it was a really cool map. I liked it a lot. I'm gonna put it in the C though. Dead Ops Arcade, I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I'm just gonna put it in the C. It's all right. It was fun. We had fun playing it. That's all. It's okay. Ascension, first DLC map in Black Ops 1. I liked it a lot. Biggest map at the time. A lot of these maps became the biggest maps at the time. I think this whole stretch from where am I missing a map? Oh, Die Rise. Okay, yeah, I'm looking. But no, I was saying all these maps from a stretch from like Ascension to Transit were big, and then Mob of the Dead was huge as well. Buried was pretty big. Origins was pretty big. The map started getting bigger, which was really fun for running trains, running around the map, fighting. It was awesome. But it started with Ascension. I like that the map was in black and white until you turn the power on. Really cool new perks for the first time. Thunder Gun was there. The Gersh device and the Martisoka doll, or I don't know, the Russian doll bombs. I don't know. I don't want to butcher it. But I like the map. I think it was really good. I'm gonna put it in the I'm gonna put it in the C, you know, because I don't really like going back and playing it as much as I do the other maps. So I'm gonna put it in the C. It's a really good map, but I don't think I had as much fun on Ascension as I did as these other maps. Call of Dead, I actually didn't really like that much. You'd think I would love it because it has George Romero, rest in peace, Godfather of the modern zombie, you know, underrated, underappreciated director. But this is a map that I like, you know, I want to like it, but I just didn't like it. I don't know, man. I just wasn't feeling it. And it wasn't like it was outright terrible, but it's like he had celebrities and all. It was cool, but I don't know, it just didn't really do it for me. But it wasn't an outright terrible map like these other ones, so I'm gonna put it in the D. the D. Moon was a cool map, a little stressful like these sirens, but not in a way that made the game like unfun, although you could get jammed up really bad if you did not have the hacker handy, and those excavators would come in. So yeah, that was stressful. I'm gonna put this in the C. You know, it was a good map. But again, it's one of those maps where I don't find myself going back too often. Transit was awesome though. Transit was awesome, and I really wish like I hope we get that back in some capacity in the future. That would be really cool. Imagine if they had outbreak mode with transit, or places like transit, or just actual zombies maps. That would be awesome. In fact, that's what the next outbreak should be. But I digress. I liked transit a lot, you know, and I remember when I first got the game, they had the bank system. So before my friends would, you know, before you get on later with my friends, I would wake up every morning and just play transit, and I would go to the diner. I would grab the MP5 off the wall. I would stay at the diner until the bus came, and just, you know, I would just collect points. And then I would go and buy Juggernaut. That was the only perk I would buy, and maybe Speed Cola, and then obviously Quick Revive so I could res myself. But other than that, I was not spending money. I was just using the MP5, and then the bus would take me back to the diner. I would stay at the diner, run trains with the MP5. When the bus came back, I would go deposit my money, and then just keep doing that cycle until, you know, I was tired or I had to go to school. But really fun map. I loved it a lot. But then to be Newtown. Honestly, this might be hot now that I think about it. I'm gonna put that in the F. Like, it was a very gimmicky map. It's the gimmick of, hey, we're on a multiplayer map, we're on Nuketown, an iconic map in Call of Duty, and we're having zombies. Kind of ugly, to be honest. The random dropping of the perks in the Pack-a-Punch was a little annoying. And I don't know, it just wasn't, the map it didn't really have anything to it. It was just, hey, we're on Nuketown, you know. I don't think I need to say anything about this next map. Mob of the Dead was iconic. Rest in peace, Ray Liotta, one of my favorite actors. But man, Mob of the Dead it's still probably the most unique map in the entire Zombies canon. Because you had the Purgatory system, you were in like a whole new storyline. Brutus, the Hell's Retriever, the story, just everything about it, guys. Maybe one day I'll make a chapter just dedicated to Mob of the Dead, because it was an awesome map, and I can't do it justice in the few, you know, the short time that I want to give to some of these maps. So, but if you guys know me, you know how much I love Mob of the Dead, how much I've spoken about Mob of the Dead in the past, and if you're a Zombies fan, you already know Mob of the Dead's a GOAT map. Buried is another interesting map. It's in that same category of like 5 and Call of the Dead. It's between like those, where it's like, I want to like this map, but there's just a couple of annoying things. For starters, getting to the Pack-a-Punch is the most annoying thing ever. You had to go through the ghost house, then you had to go through a maze, and then the Pack-a-Punch is in this weird thing where there's a hole you can fall. It's terrible. Other than that, I like a lot of stuff about it. I like that gun. I forgot what it was called, but you can, like, you shoot at the ground, you can float. I like a lot of the mechanics they had with Buried, you know, and then you had the giant and all the stuff he can do with the candy. And Vulturate is probably it's a pretty good perk. Like, I really like Vulturate, you know, and that was a really cool perk to have, but you got a perk limit, so it's like, the thing is, back in that day, it's like, okay, you're going to get Speed Cola, you're going to get Juggernaut, you're going to get Quick Revive, you know, or Double Tap. You know, you're going to get those core 4 perks first. So what has to compromise so you can get Vulturate? But there are tricks to get a free perk. I'm going to put this in the C. I liked it though. I like the aesthetic. And the ghost in the house was kind of hot, but that's not here nor there. Origins, love the aesthetic, awesome map. First time all the original characters got unique designs. The original characters from Sheena Newman and Darius and Kino, that crew, they got the original designs, and I thought they were really cool. I like the steampunk aesthetic. I like that gun, that like machine gun they had. I like using the drone when you built that was cool. There's also a lot of stuff to do in this map. A lot of ways you can bulk yourself up. The 1-inch punch, the staffs, all the challenges, the zombie blood, the shovels. It was the golden helmet. Awesome. This map had a lot to offer, dude. I really loved it. The mud sucked, and playing this on the older COD engine does date itself. Like when you go back and play it on Black Ops 3, like, oh, this is a lot better. you know, which I need to play this. I know there's a mod for Cold War style gameplay on Black Ops 3 on PC. I need to load up like Origins and some of these other maps. I'm gonna throw Origins in the A tier. I'm sorry, it's a really good map. Shadows of Evil. I played this not too much with my friends, and I know they're not going to like this a lot, but I am going to put this in the C because I had fun, but I just didn't play it by myself almost at all. I played it a little bit by myself when I first got Black Ops 3 on 360, and I can only play by myself because there was no split screen, which sucked. So I had to play by myself, and then, you know, when I played with my friends, they did all the stuff, and I just kind of got my gun and was doing my thing. But I didn't play the map that much, but I liked using the bootlegger. I like the aesthetic. I like the maps that kind of step away from like the other storylines and have new characters and a new feel. The Giant is pretty much just a better Derice. We're gonna put it up there. Everything I said about Derice, I can say 10 times better with the Giant. New engine, better, you know. Come on. The Horizon dropped again. My friends are not gonna like this. I'm gonna put this in the C for the same reason. I'm gonna put this in the same. The Horizon Drag is here for the same reason that Shadows of Evil is here. I like it a lot. It's a solid map. Or I'm not saying I like it a lot. I say this about a lot of the maps because I mean I love zombies. I'm sorry. It's a really good map though. I like snow, I like zombies. So you put those two things together, it's a win for me. But I didn't really know how to do a lot of the other stuff. My friends usually did a lot of that stuff. I just again got my gun, did my thing. It was a fun map to run trains on. Had some good times on this map. Gorak Corvi, this I'm gonna say the same thing like Shadows of Evil and Der Eisendrache, but at a lesser level. I don't think it was as good as Shadows or Der Eisendrache. And Revelations, I'm gonna put you in the A. This might shock some people. I'm gonna put Revelations in the A tier. I thought as a way to end the story, well, literally we thought that was how they can end the story. I thought that was a really cool way to do it. The way you kind of had like this dimension where a lot of the maps were like fused together. You had elements from almost every map in Call of Duty Zombies history. I thought that was really, really cool. I did know how to do stuff there. The weapon sandbox was deep, which I think when I evaluate maps, I look back on maps in certain Call of Duties, is how many weapons are in the mystery box and what kind of weapons are in the mystery box are fun to use. And Revelations had a lot of good weapons. Like the Peacekeeper was there, which that's really it. I love using the Peacekeeper in Zombies, dude. That was a fun gun. But Revelations, I loved it. I loved the way they wrapped up that story initially. Voyage. I'm actually gonna put Voyage in the F tier. It's like, again, I could say the same thing for Voyage as I did Newtown. It's a gimmick. It's like, guess what? I'm fighting zombies on the Titanic. Oh, look at me. No, sorry. I can't. It's not really, it doesn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. I played it maybe 2 or 3 times and I was like, no, this is not it. Let's just go back to playing good maps like 9. Now that was a really good map. And we played that map a ton. That was fun. We would all get. Again, I like when Zombies adds a lot of stuff to do, and that Black Ops 4, I didn't give it the love and respect that it deserved when it first came out. And you know, the Zombies team was shrunk that year, and they for what they did with the team they had, they did a tremendous job. So I'm really happy that Black Ops 4 was as good as it is, and it's been improved tremendously since then. But 9 was an awesome map. I like the aesthetic. I like doing the challenges and the Coliseum and all that stuff, the lions, all that stuff. Were they tigers? Either way, awesome map. Blood of the Dead was a remake of Mob. Wasn't as good, but it was still pretty cool. And they expanded a lot of the areas, added some new stuff in, and made it different, which I like. And Blood of the Dead, you know, pretty solid map. I'm gonna throw you in the B tier. I really liked it. I thought it was fun, and it was fun to play with my friends as well. Classified, a 5 remake. You're gonna see a theme here. It was a 5 remake, although again, like with Blood of the Dead and a lot of these remakes, they just kind of expanded on the map and added some new areas. So they made 5 a lot more viable than it was in the past, and then a lot of the weapons were really good. So I'm actually gonna put it in the B category. Dead of the Night. I really like this map aesthetically. I like the characters. I like the setting of the big mansion. I like the enemies. It was a creepy mansion too. It gave me Resident Evil, old school Resident Evil vibes. So that's one thing I really dug about it, was that it felt like almost a little bit of Resident Evil and Call of Duty, which are my 2 favorite things coming together. So I thought that was awesome. And again, solid map. A lot of things to do, a lot of places to go, a lot of unique places. It was a really nice map. I like it. I'm gonna put it in the B category. Ancient Evil, that was the end of the Chaos story. I played this. You know what? I'm actually gonna put this in the NA. I think I only played it like 2 times with my friend Brian. Hi Brian, if you're watching. And you know, it was solid, but I don't remember much about it, like, at all. I remember the ending, but I really don't remember much of. I know there was like a fight pit thing, but that's really it. I do not remember much about that map. That's weird. All right, and lastly, we got Alpha Omega. That's the last Treyarch map here on this list, and then everything else we'll do in another chapter. I'm going to go ahead and put Alpha Omega in the. This is an interesting map because I liked it a lot. It was Nuketown, but good. Like, it was a Nuketown remake, but actually fleshed out, different. It wasn't like a gimmicky map. I liked Rushmore. I liked the underground areas were cool. The challenges you can do, a lot of the things, a lot of the story elements were really cool. I really dug this map, so it's hard where I want to put it because I think it's better than this C-list roster, but not as good as the B. So it's really interesting. But I think though I'm gonna put it in the B. There's a lot of things I like about Alpha Omega. I think it was a really cool map. So. And the loading screen was awesome too, and then also you could play as both timelines of that crew, the Primus and the Ultimates and all that. That was a really cool thing to add to the map, was those groups coming together. And there you have it, guys. That's all the maps, the Treyarch maps, all tiered. What's that? 7 in the F tier, 4 in the D. Let's see, 9 in the C, 10 in the B, 2 in the A, and 3 in the S. Even though 2 of the maps are virtually the same, even though the Giant is it's more a remaster because they didn't really change anything from too much from Reese to the Giant in terms of the map. Like, the map layout's the same, weapons are different, characters are different, stories different. It's snowing, and then there's some Easter eggs, but other than that, it's relatively the same map gameplay wise. As for the other remakes, they're a lot more different, more fleshed out, more, you know, there's some depth to it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know where you would rank these Call of Duty Zombies maps, the Treyarch ones. I'll be putting out the second half of this chapter soon, inshallah. I will see you in the next chapter.